So for bunting, the very first thing I do is get my iPad, and I have this picture on my iPad, and I go through the finer points of what perfect bunting position is. And I tell the girls, okay, look at it. Her feet her toes are facing the picture, her knees are facing the picture, and her belly button's facing the picture. That's what her lower body does. And then if you look at her upper body, her arms are bent, her hands are about chest high, the bat's on a slight upward angle, and her eyes are looking right over the bat. So the very first thing is I show them this photo, and I say, okay, I want you all to take a mental picture of what this looks like, because when I'm pitching to you, I'm going to make sure you're in this position, because it's easier to bunt if you are.
So after I show them the photo and point things out, then I demonstrate to them. I say, okay, we got to make sure that we don't leave our lower body behind and just hold the bat out. We got to make sure that we square everything up to the pitcher. Belly button, knees, toes facing the pitcher. Arms slightly bent, the bat's about chest high, slight angle up, and our eyes are looking right over the bat. Then if we get in the perfect bunting position, it's easier to bunt. The common mistakes I see is, one, the kids don't move their feet and they'll just lay the bat out like that. So I make sure that they square up and turn everything. Common mistake two, they start with their hands too low. If that's the case, I just have them move their hands up so it's about chest high. Common mistake three is they have this hand too low, and that causes the bat to be up on an angle like this. So if we just have them get their bottom hand up higher, even with their chest, that'll even out the bat. So now I just pitch to them. So before I pitch to them, I make sure every single time before I pitch that they're in a perfect bunting position. That is so much easier to bunt. The one thing I have them do is I have them with their eyes track the ball all the way into the bat, bunt it, and then point to me on the bat where the ball hits the bat. So the balls come in, they bunt it, and they point to me wherever the ball hits the bat. And then you can watch their eyes to make sure they're tracking the ball. Then I throw them good pitches and bad pitches. I make sure they pull back on the bad pitches and rebunt the good pitches, and they point to me on the bat wherever the ball hits the bat. But every single time before I pitch, I make sure they're in perfect bunting position. If they're down here, I correct them. If they're here, I correct them. I make sure they get like this for a sacrifice bunt.